It is Thursday. Welcome back. You guys bear with me as I get everyone on. It's almost the end of the week. So if you are here, you almost made it. Good for you. We are here tonight to and it's so funny because maybe some of you that aren't new here that have been watching some of these videos, maybe when you first started watching, you were like, maybe this ramp up the way he is anticipating in the next 6 months. Next year, you consider it's 4 years of this, and we are only just beginning the third month of the year. However, if you have been watching and paying attention, not only to myself and the things that I've been talking about, but what is on the news. So if I happen to look right, it's because the news is on. I want to know what you guys are seeing. I want to know what you guys are possibly being inundated with that is, I feel like, meant to desensitize you. And we talk about this topic tonight because it is designed to kind of jar you. And not kind of, it's designed to jar you. What America lied to you about? You probably want to know what did they lie to me about? Well, before I get into it, if you guys are new here, my name is RJ. I live out here in Medellin. I'm originally from Philadelphia. I moved from South Florida, lived all up and down the East Coast, and left the United States knowing that I wanted more from life. And the America lied to you and what it is that they lied to you about thing, it's kind of multi-layered, to be honest with you. Because there's so many things that we can get into tonight and we'll talk about that America lied about. I mean, the biggest thing that, we talk about is America is the best country on earth for everybody. Now, there are some positive things that go on in America. I don't sit here and act as if that is not the case. However, what I also understand is something that I thought, okay, I looked this up. Most people don't know this, but the more I say it, I realize a lot of people know this. America has done a very bad job of educating its citizens. Healthcare is a whole different thing. Can you get sick and afford to take care of yourself? That's a whole different thing. But the actual American education system is crazy. I already knew it was crazy. However, I turned on the news a little bit earlier today, and I saw there was a young lady that had just graduated high school. I'm guessing it was last year because it's middle of February. I don't think she graduated in in the middle of the winter. Maybe I'm wrong. However, what I will say is she's suing her local school district, I believe it is, because she graduated high school without learning how to read and write. And if you don't know, that is more common than most people actually know. Allegedly, based off of the polls, based off of the research, says that 52% of Americans cannot read past the sixth grade reading level. Do you remember the books that you were reading in sixth grade? Consider what you have to do as an adult in order to get by, get good paying jobs. Because jobs aren't, you have to have a good paying job just to make it. Even, a, I don't, I want to say it's a long time ago, but there were times where, if you had a job, you could afford basic things. So many people in America are not in a situation to be able to go to one job and be able to afford not even a lifestyle. just basic things. So when we talk about what America lied to you about, they said this is the best country in the world. And I will tell you that is very, very skewed when you get out. You know, so many people consider other places third world countries. America loves to tell its citizens that other places are way worse off than you ever could be. Now, I tell you this is because um, there are things that come into value that America puts at a value perspective that other countries are not in the scenario of providing value to. Not in the way where it actually means that you are a good person, but America allows you to say, "Hey, you know, I've got billions of dollars or millions of dollars. Clearly, I must know what I'm doing." Now that takes away from you even being a good person or a bad person. It's just a matter of how much money can you make. But so many Americans don't realize that they have been isolated down to how much money they can make. That their value is placed there. And it starts from the people that hire you and say, okay, for your position, we're going to give you X amount of dollars. Now, X amount of dollars may be a fair market wage based off of how much everybody else is paying, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's paying what it's supposed to be paying. That's just how everybody else is getting paid. So you guys run into scenarios where you don't even have, you've got to go get another job just to make ends meet. Everybody knows that understanding of ends needing to meet. So you have to go spend 40 hours at one job and 25, 30 hours at another job just to be like, I have everything I need and just a little bit extra. So America lied to you guys and said, hey, you know, this is where you need to put your energy. Coming to work for us, continuing to go with the stuff and things vibe. You know, America has a sale for everything. And you might say, yeah, I mean, maybe. No, 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 no. They've got a sale. What president do you know that you are so enamored by that you would love to go spend money because of a President's Day sale? Which one? Some of you might say, oh, Barack Obama. And it's like, do you really want to go spend money in the name of Barack Obama or any president? However, United States has capitalized and made everything a capitalist scenario. So many guys have gotten away from the entire portion of being a human neighborhood, community. America lied to you and said, you need to keep worried about stuff and things and buying things in order to make certain that you are a valued person in this society. That's what America told you guys. No, did they come out and say exactly what I said verbatim? No. However, they give you every opportunity to spend your money. They tell you every time that Christmas comes around, Valentine's Day, pretty much any federal holiday and any other holiday that they can come up with, it's an opportunity for you to spend your money. So many of you guys have kids. Imagine spending all of this money, saving up tens of thousands of dollars, or even $1,000, knowing that groceries are $100 a bag, and then running into a scenario where after Christmas, kids have short attention spans. I don't have any, but I already know. So after Christmas, how many of those things that you sacrificed all of November, all of October, all of December, all of September, all of those months before leading up to Christmas, are those kids still playing with the things that you bought them? How many months? Is it even one? Is it even one? These things are a unique scenario to consider because y'all don't understand that America has lied to you so they can keep you there. I get people that asking me, you know, I got $15,000 saved to move to Colombia. Is that enough? Now, these people are all people that go to work. But the thought process of leaving the United States must cost so much money. My dad asked me the exact same question. RJ, how much did you save to move abroad? I literally, it was a phone call, so I couldn't look him in the face, but I literally said, do you know how much I'm spending every month to live here in South Florida? Do you know? He didn't. So I told him. And I said, I immediately don't have to spend that once I leave here. I've got to buy a ticket and, you know, put pay for it a month, you know, and at least for 1 month in the first place. But I remember the first place I moved here was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and it was $900. Now, there are plenty of places and other places in Colombia as well as in Medellin that are cheaper than that. However, I will tell you that it was immediately $2,000 lower than what my rent was every month. And I didn't live in the Ritz Riviera. And so many of you guys are in the same position. Like, what? I sent my boy, shout out to Brandon, sent him one of the, I was like, he's not going to go and call anybody or message anybody, but I'm like, he can go on the website and see what the rental prices are down here. And he immediately saw and he was like, what the? And I said, yeah, bro, you know how like you got to pay rent and you got to furnish it. And then you got to like utilities, electric, depends on where you are, gas, water, cable, internet. All of this is included in the price that you are looking at. And his mind was blown. And he's like, but I have to spend so much. And I'm like, but America lied to you, dog. They told you that you were going to have the best life. Now, I tell you guys about the privilege that you have that you don't know that you have. You guys have a privilege that is an American privilege, but you don't have it in the United States. Especially if you look like me, you definitely don't have it. However, if you have the opportunity to either take American money so you're retired, you take your Social Security and your pension and you go spend less of it somewhere else, not just Colombia, there's plenty of places. Or you take your American remote dollars, your work from home dollars, and you go spend at a place where you're not going to spend as much. And that all is a nuance because where you go dictates how much things are. You need to know how much things are where you go because take my example. Now, I know I paid a little bit more. It was my first place. I was only there supposed to be for like 3 months or whatever the case is. So from where I was going, it was fine for what it was. But I wouldn't say rent there was too much higher. I know that somebody needed to make a profit, but somebody coming from facing $2,900 rent might be perfectly fine with $1,500 for a place that is actually $900 and the owner is paying $400 a month. All of these things could be valid, but anywhere you go is going to be different. And there's a thing called gringo pricing. You guys don't even know about it because everybody in America, all the things are black and white. You guys don't understand that things change as you get out of America because America don't teach you that. They say, hey, everybody in the world wants to be here. So 1, you're lucky. 2, you are getting the best of everything. Even though 52% of us can't read past the 6th grade reading level, even though most of us can't get sick and afford to get us ourselves better. Even so many Americans are having to work past the age of retirement of 65. Next time you go in the grocery store or Walmart or Target, CVS, look at the age. The grocery store be killing me because I'm like, you don't need to bag my groceries. The last time I was in the United States, I'm like, this man could be my great-grandfather. I mean, my great-grandfather would be like, But I'm like, based off of my age, he could be my great grandfather. And I'm like, there's no way that America is going to position as the best place for everybody. And you got people working in the 80, 90 years old. So, yes, first thing is America lied. They told you that your life is going to be the best suited there. And for some of you, it is. For some of you, it is. But a lot of you just woke up there and you haven't had it takes guts. It's not easy. It takes guts. But the opportunity to see the world from not the American view gives you the opportunity to determine what's actually the best thing for you. See, when you just wake up, you just realize, like, I just woke up here. How can this be the best place? And it doesn't even come down to the greater collective, because so many of you guys are not in a scenario where you are looking at the greater collective. I already know. I go back to the United States and I dread it half the time because nobody cares about anybody else. Think I'm lying? There are people right now that are feeling like, oh, snap, the Donald Trumpness is starting to affect me. So now we got a problem. I need to talk to somebody in charge. I've seen it. However, 2, 3 weeks ago, when they were dragging the neighbor and their kids out of their house, you said, well, they were illegals or they shouldn't have been here. So that's what it is. And it's like, but now you want sympathy because it hits your door. I say that is because you guys don't operate right now in the thought process of community and neighborhood and people around me and my environment, never mind just another human on the earth. So I ask you to think about yourself for 1 second, because I know you know how to do that. And when I ask you that, it gives you the opportunity to say, is this the best place for me? I went to high school. I graduated college. I was already, an advanced kid. Like I knew how to read at a young age. Like thankful for the people, my grandma putting books in front of me to be able to be ahead of the curve. But there were so many things that I got into the world with knowing all of this education and honestly being a better student. And what did that actually teach me about being, one, a human on this earth with y'all, and then two, even an adult? You gotta. Did you know? Do you know how your passport works? Who sat you down to learn how your passport works? Who sat you down to say this is how you do taxes? This is how you balance the checkbook. This is how you budget for the month when they barely giving you anything. But this is how you make it work. Who? Some of your parents did that. But if you did not have no parents, they say you're a fully educated adult. That's why I just told you. The girl said they allowed me to graduate high school and I couldn't read or write. Oh yeah, America lied. And we only talking about what they said. We didn't even tell them, I didn't get into what it is that they done did to y'all. What they did to y'all is maybe worse than what it is that they said. It probably is the reason why what it is that they said makes so much sense to you. And the reason is because the physical things, I kind of hinted on it. I talked about the cells, but the physical things that America tells you that you need to be happy, to have a quality life, to die in your bed as an old person, Lord willing, that you are going to be happy that you did these things. That's the biggest elephant in the entire room of your life. You know why? Because we hinted on this yesterday. One of the last things, the fifth stage, I believe, is like the logistics of you actually moving. And I tell people, you don't, so you already know this. When the last time you moved, when you had to put all your stuff in bags and whatever the case is, and boxes, and you had to pack up your house as if you had never been there and move to wherever it is that you were going, whether it was in another place in your neighborhood or another city, another state, even cross country. You were in America. You got that. You could take all that stuff with you. Now, you might have to downsize a little bit. You might say, oh, but the one thing that happens to all of you is literally, y'all say the same thing. When did I get all of this stuff? I didn't move in here with all this stuff. Why do I have so many things? I got this, I got that, I got this and that. I got all of this stuff because you needed it. My dad, he's probably not watching this, but my dad, he kills me with this stuff. Son, I had a bad week, gonna go do some retail therapy. How many of y'all like to go do retail therapy? Y'all know what retail therapy is? Retail therapy is when you get sad about how America is making you feel and you go buy something. I need a new shirt. I need some new pants to go with that shirt. Matter of fact, I need a new outfit. But with that new outfit comes new accessories. I need a new hat. Y'all got to buy the whole thing. Right? That cycle is a cycle of you going to be there for the rest of your life doing that, because that was making you do that is not going to change. But America makes it easy. You know what's so crazy? Let me tell you how easy America makes it. When I moved, my biggest fear was people seeing me in the same things. Seriously. Y'all know that feeling back in the States. Somebody saw you in the same stuff. And they're like, yeah, that was nice the first time, my boy. But what else you got? I say that is because you guys don't realize that that's clothes and this shit like the emperor's new clothes. Like, you are consistently like, no, you got not naked, but you are like literally looking to buy clothes to impress the next person that is there so that they think that you are of value. And I realized, like, after somebody that bought anybody that knew me knew I had a bunch of sneakers for everything, sneakers to go with one shirt. I don't even own, still to this day, I don't even own a pair of all white shoes or all black shoes. Some people are like, you got to have those in the stand. I'm like, I didn't do that. And then I left. And then I'm like, but they make it easy for you in the United States. Places like Ross and Marshalls and Burlington. Is it still called the Coat Factory? They make it easy. You can go in there and get $40 shoes. I wear a size 12. You go in there and get $40 shoes. Here in Colombia, because of import taxes, Nikes and all this other stuff, them things like $80 and $100. I'm like, I'm not about to spend. These things are regular. But they make it easy for you in the United States. And it's like, oh, well, it's only $40. It's only $20. I might as well just grab another pair. Then you look up and you got all of this stuff. And one thing that no one will tell you, because it takes honesty to tell you this, when you go move abroad and you realize this is not like the same move, maybe you didn't have this conversation like myself. And I did not have anybody to tell me and give me a heads up like, hey, bro, you are going to be humbled by your own ignorance. And ain't nobody going to be able to save you but yourself. You might be asking, what did I mean? What do I mean? But literally, I had all of the stuff and all of the things. And I'm telling you, I had more stuff and things than most people. And I didn't have everything. I'm not from any rich background, and I've not made $1 million in my life or anything, but I had all of the stuff and physical things that I wanted. I had the car that I wanted from college. I got that car, got a new better car than what that was. I had all the sneakers and the clothes and suits and ties and anything that I wanted, I just went and bought. But the moment that I had to say, okay, I'm going to go leave, what do I take? What do I take? I remember Mr. Kunkel, my Bible teacher. Yes, his name was Mr. Kunkel, real name. Shout out to Dan. He literally told us, asked us in the Bible class, and he wasn't your normal Bible teacher. And looking at him, you might think so, but he always he always challenged you. And this has nothing to do with religion, but he challenged me because we were in that school in that class, and he literally said, "Hey, in a fire, what if you had to run out with everything the things that you needed, and that, everybody got out, but you needed to make sure you got some things. What would you take with you?" Now, myself and multiple other people in our class said, "Oh, we know this. Main man taking the Bible with him. We know he taking the Bible with him for certain." Everybody was like, "Yeah, the Bible. You're gonna take the Bible." Even so I knew it wasn't like, but some people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna take the Bible." Okay, and they were like trying to be like all like humble about it, and both sides were wrong. That man did not say about taking nobody's Bible. You know what that man said? He said, "I'm gonna take pictures. If I have the opportunity to grab anything, I'm gonna take pictures." And I was like, "What? He taking pictures?" But as I got older, and even faced with what I was faced with when moving abroad, I said, "Hold on, Mr. Dan Kunkel, you was on to something." Because when faced with having nothing, you got to face yourself and say, what am I going to take? What am I taking with me that is actual value? I had to pack my whole life down to 3 bags and 1 carry-on in a book bag. Can you go do that right now? What would you take? You can't take all them bags you got. I told you I wear a size 12. My shoes longer than a Monday. Where they gonna go? And they heavy. Where they gonna go? So when I tell you about what America lied to you about, you gonna go through something when you go and actually say, "I'm done with this place. I'm selling all my stuff. What am I gonna take?" You're gonna sit there. I sat there around all of my things, literally in a circle. I was in the middle of the circle. I'm like, "Well, I need this, but I cannot have this. I remember when I bought this and I spent so much time. And I remember all the energy I put into this. So I got to bring this, or so-and-so gave me this, and they're no longer here anymore." That's what you go through when you go to move abroad that these folks won't even tell you about. And then you realize you might have been being lied to about the value of the stuff and things and where they actually sit in your life because you're faced with leaving it all behind. And everything in your body is saying, "But I need this. I want it, but I also need it. I need to put these clothes on and all these variety of clothes to make me be the person who I am." People know me for being snazzy. That's the first thing they know about you is you're dressing nice, not who you are as a person, any of those attributes. But that is what America told you is where you're going to be. "Oh man, she was a snazzy dresser. I remember her." If that's what you want to be remembered about, as if that is some sort of quality, as if clothes don't change. The last time, if you died in the 70s and you was the best bell bottom dresser in the world, they would have remembered you with bell bottoms on as a snazzy dresser. That is your legacy. But right now, so many Americans are trading everything that they got. They are trading everything that they have for themselves, for their family. I need to bring the biggest rings, jewelry. I need to bring the bag home, the bags. My girl need heels. I need the luxury car. That car, I done had them. A to B. Them things go from one place to the next. You know what? You go to Dunkin' Donuts, you waiting for your morning coffee, you in that Rolls Royce, guess what's in front of you? A Honda Accord with the muffler hanging. Oh, well, I wouldn't live in a neighborhood like that. Okay. So, like, the jig is that everything means what you have. You no longer are you. You are a provider. You are a provider to a job. You are a provider to people. You're not a person. You're not funny. You're not humorous. You're not brave. You're not charming. You're what can you do for me? And you have narrowed yourself down by literally listening to the lies that America told you and said, hey, come trade all of your time for this money that I'm going to give you. And when you get that money, I need you to trade that for a bunch of stuff and things so that when people see you, they know that you're the man. Look at all my stuff. But guess what? None of that stuff and none of those things have led you to a place of happiness. Maybe the day you wore it, maybe the first week you bought the car, maybe the first month, maybe the first 3 months. My dad kills me. My dad's a cigarette smoker. He's like, I'm not smoking in my new car. Month 3, month 4. Guess what? It's a regular car again. There's no isolation to him. It's just, this is normal American behavior. We position ourselves to consider, and I love to call it, it's kicking the can. Oh, once I get this, things are going to be better. So I kick the can down the street a little bit further. Then I get to that point, and then it's like, well, I just need to kick the can a little bit further, and a little bit further, and a little bit further. And then until you actually kick the can, until you are in a bed and you can't get out. And then you realize that you had just spent the whole life buying things that don't matter. No one in a nursing home right now. It's nighttime, 7:15. People will probably sleep. It's 3:30. However, nobody in a nursing home, when they wake up tomorrow, get in the day room, is going to go downstairs and tell them about, maybe I should talk to you guys about in ways that you understand. Man, listen, I know I'm 90 years old, but I had every throwback that you could believe back in the early 2000s. I was the man. You know them rims that spent? Had them. You think those 90-year-old people are considering that when they're in their nursing home and they're on their last days? They're considering all the stuff and things that they bought. You see so many of you guys use the internet for the wrong reasons these days. You guys see so many celebrities that have all of the stuff and things that you want. I want to be just like them. How many of them are in rehab, addicted to drugs? Families not around them. Everybody upset. But they have everything that you killing yourself for. But you telling me that you going to be the one that cracks the code on getting all the money and making it make sense. So when I tell people to come to this platform, I tell you, make sure you be ready. Because I'm going to give you what you need to move abroad. I'm going to have, though, a conversation with you that is designed to wake you up, to make certain that you realize that you almost spent the rest of your life doing the same thing that millions of people have done before you and have gotten nowhere. It takes a courageous person. It takes a brave person. It takes somebody willing to have the closest people to them not support them to break the cycle of what is going on in the United States. I know where I came from. I know who I came from. I had to put a lot of bravery and a lot of courageousness to even get to where I am today. If I would have listened to the people that were closest to me, I would still be on the other side of this screen. However, I realized that I can't change my life. I can't change my family's trajectory. I can't do any of that unless I'm willing to take a chance. But I knew the chances that I was taking in the United States, they weren't getting me anywhere. You know why? Because I saved up and I got all the money and I worked really hard. What did I have? Stuff, things, a bunch of opportunities to look at trinkets around me, all ranging in value. I'm going back to the States in a couple of next month, and I got to get rid of. Anybody's in South Florida, definitely tap in with me. I got a bunch of things I need to get rid of in South Florida that at this point, they can just be free. I don't need them. I've been going for 2 years. These things are of value to people that are in the United States, but they're of no value to me. Even with that, I'm not perfect. Yes, I have a storage unit. And yes, after 2 years, I am willing to take everything out of there. And it's not a lot, but get rid of everything but my coats, my scarves, and my hats. So when I need to go back to Philadelphia and it happens to be cold, I am not in a situation where I need to go buy a brand new coat for a couple of days. That's not going to work. But outside of that, I have nothing that is keeping me in that place. Now, you may go on a different journey and you might end up leaving and moving back. That's on the rate. That's on the plate for you too. However, I just do challenge you in saying, if anything resonated with you tonight, if anybody felt like, maybe you're onto something. Maybe I got a bunch of stuff and things, and none of this stuff matters. My everything that I look at in my house, and by your house, I mean you, that you say, oh well, that had value, but does it have the same value? Do you feel the urge and the need to go get some more of the same things, jeans, a new outfit, so you feel good about yourself? You will feel better about yourself pouring into the things that you love to do versus buying stuff and things that put money in other people's pockets. Travel, that puts money in other people's pockets, but that is something that is for you because you can unlock things in you by going and making yourself uncomfortable and seeing things in other places. Um, I know a lot of people aren't in a position to move abroad. Okay. Instead of going to buy a new car, going to buy a new outfit, going to buy a new material thing, why don't you go on a vacation? If you can't go on a vacation, why don't you open up Airbnb and go to experiences? Type in your neighborhood. Go drive to something you've never done before. Go to Vider. Type in your neighborhood. Go do something you've never done before. That is going to give you a better life experience, quality of life, and actual value for your money. Because you can't undo that. The first time I went paragliding, and I went paragliding in Medellin with my dad during Father's Day weekend. And both myself and him are completely scared of heights. Yeah, both of us that day decided we were going to go paragliding and jump off a mountain that was 5,000 feet in the air. And the moment that I looked down and I saw the top of a falcon's head, and I was higher than a bird was. And I looked to my left and I seen a waterfall that I couldn't see from the ground that was coming out the side of a mountain. And I looked down and the entire city of Medellin was at my feet. I knew it wasn't no car. It wasn't no piece of clothes. It wasn't nothing in the world that was going to give me that feeling. Nothing. That is something that not only myself, will remember that for the rest of my life. But that is the situation that my father and I will be able to remember for the rest of our lives, both together and separately. A month later, it was my birthday. Well, 2 months later is my birthday, and he said, "I said we're going to go skydiving." He said, you got me for paragliding. I'm not going back up there." He went. He went with me, and he was there at the skydiving place. I went skydiving without him, but those are the things that when he is on his bed and he's like, "Son, I don't know how much longer I got," he gonna remember that. He not gonna remember a shirt, or that for a year I bought my dad I got him the watch gang thing. So every month he got a new watch. He's not going to remember that. He's going to remember the first time that we went to Colombia together and did these things. Like, do y'all see the value I'm trying to give y'all and show y'all to understand that y'all tied up in America's lies and capitalism, giving you everything that you need for your life to be happy? I described something that happened in my life with my own dad and on a Father's Day weekend, just to paint the picture to show you that those are the things that will, when you get ready to go, you are going to have. But the thought process when you're there makes you think that you're on your way with all that stuff you got. So I hope tonight gave y'all a little bit of something. Decluttering your life before you move abroad. It's I talked yesterday about you guys being caterpillars, and that's no disrespect, but you have the opportunity to become a butterfly. And you could go and fly back after you become a butterfly to where you used to be, but most butterflies don't go back to life on the ground. Even if you went back to America, you would look and live in America differently than if you only ever stayed in America and lived that life that they told you. They told you this because they need you to be there. You need you to be there to spend the money. They need you to buy the stuff and things. So many of you guys are disenfranchised and disenfranchised. You guys are disillusioned with the thought process of you are about to be. Regis Philbin said, "Who wants to be the next millionaire?" And you guys thought that was going to be you because American Dream says anybody that goes to work and goes to work hard, they're going to be able to get anything they want in America. Do you not work hard? Can you get anything you want in America? By the time you kill yourself damn near trying to get to $1 million a year, $1 million a year probably ain't even going to be worth the $1 million a year that you thought it was going to be. Never mind 100,000, because that's where so many people are. Oh, when I get to $100,000 a year, everything's going to be great. Well, let me tell you, it was there. It's just stuff. It's just stuff. So you guys are at a crossroads. It's not many times that everybody is at the crossroads at the same time. I left in 2023. There was no global crossroads or even the United States crossroads. It was just your lease is up and it's going to be $2,900 to renew a month, and you're already spending, $8,000-9,000 a month. How is that doable? Just to say you have the basic stuff. What's the point? However, so many of you guys are inundated every day with consistent news cycles that are like, and I told y'all, my boy's like, well, it's going to get caught up in the court, so, it's not going to go through. But I'm like, how many things that they're going to throw at the board where you are just like bombarded? And then what happens when you get bombarded? You get desensitized. You get desensitized from the things that gave you pause for the cause, gave you an alarm at first and say, hold on, what the heck are you talking about? But it's every day. Think I'm lying? Mass incidents, people going outside and not coming home because a bunch of people got mass incidented. Did not used to be an American thing. I'm old enough to remember that not used to being a thing. And now It happens so much. It's just a thing. So you can get desensitized to what America puts in front of your face. And you guys are getting desensitized to so many of these things, to the point some of y'all are like, y'all not, some of you aren't even here. I'm putting it into the world. The people that ain't even here because the internet and everything on it is terrible. I get it. The news is terrible. I get it. How much more are you going to take, though, and think that face that you give him, it's a face with a smile on it. It's not you smiling, and it's not you being happy. It's just a face with a smile on it. That's all many Americans are doing. So many people are even scared to open their mouth to say the things that I'm saying. And maybe it's because I'm not in America anymore, but so many people are going through finding some synergy in all of this stuff. Yet you guys walk down the street and act as if everything is okay. And people don't even smile at each other. They don't even give you that's what they give you. That's what's going on. So y'all think that you're the only one going through it. You think you're the only one thinking like this. That's why I'm willing to have these conversations with you guys, because you are going to remember this conversation when you go and pack all your stuff. And you're going to say, "Bald dude told me. He told me that I was going to look around and I'll see all this stuff and say, what have I done with my life to where these things matter? I'm at a crossroads where I can't take 70 to 80% of these things." And that is when the real wake-up call is going to happen. Because your life is centered right now around the stuff and things that you have acquired. But I'm here to tell you, the moment that you get into it and you go to pack that stuff up, that is when you are going to realize that you almost spent all of your life giving it to stuff and things. The man, yeah, almost. But faced with moving abroad, you realize you can't take all of it. You realize that you're going to have to go learn a new language, a new culture, a new pace of life. You're like, I want to see what any of this stuff is, because I just pretty much had given my life to trinkets. It's an opportunity to see this stuff. It's an opportunity to change the trajectory of your life and where you're going. The opportunity is yours. All I can do is bring the conversation to you and make certain that you know that you're not the only one thinking that maybe this ain't sustainable. Maybe. Who knows? The opportunity to think about this is yours. However, I tell you to just start thinking about it. Sleep on it. Sleep on it. If all the stuff and things are worth more than family, friends, community, experiences, then keep doing it. But if it's not, then stop. Tomorrow, once you wake up, once you done slept on it, stop it. Because you will end up spending the rest of your life with nothing to show for it. All those sneakers in 20 years won't have the value. And if you got no money and a bunch of stuff, you done nothing, and you're old, you can't do much, then what? You're going to remember this conversation. It's going to be a lot too late. So make certain you guys are adhering to what it is that we are discussing, because these things are for you. I'm already gone. These are just the honest conversations regarding what I went through when I left and what nobody told me that everybody goes through. Because every time I ask a new person that I meet that is out here and I bring this up, they're like, yo, you're right. I didn't realize that I was going to go through that and I couldn't take all this stuff with me. So make certain that you guys are doing what you can to put the value in the things that it is that you actually need in life versus what America lied to you about. My name is RJ. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. If you guys are not on the platforms, go to YouTube, Black Expat Life in Colombia. If you guys are looking to come and move to Medellin, we have our relocation tours. You still got time. That is March 12th through the 17th. Go to moodtravelcolombia.com. That's two O's in mood, two O's in Colombia. There you will find plenty of free resources without the relocation tour. You can just go look at the free resources, visas, neighborhoods, all of that fun stuff. However, the experts are there also: immigration, real estate, healthcare. These people's information, email, as well as phone number on WhatsApp, by the way. All of that is there for you. So if you don't want to patronize a small business, no problem. Go find the information. It's right there on the website. It's not being gate kept. However, the Mood Travel Colombia relocation tours are March 12th through the 17th. Once the site is updated in the next couple of days, we'll be giving you guys some information. You guys will be able to join us for our relocation tour, even if you already are here in Medellin, Colombia, because we bring the experts directly to you. You might be coming and say, hey, I might want to move here. Okay, that's cool. We literally have an entire lineup for you over that 12th through the 17th that brings you to the expat community, get you guys some good food, gives you guys the opportunity to speak to immigration lawyers, real estate people, both in short-term rental, long-term rental, property investment. We get into all of this tomorrow. So we will be back tomorrow. Jump in my DMs, jump in my messages. Let me know what it is y'all need. I look forward to continuing to connect with the people that I meet from the internet out here in Colombia. It is definitely a very humbling experience. To meet more people that are watching these videos and deciding to take some of these steps, connect with some of the experts that we have, and give you guys the opportunity to take the hassle out of moving abroad, because it can be a hassle if you don't know what you're doing. However, we came back and made sure that you guys know what it is that we know. So y'all have a good night. I'm going to take myself out for the evening, go and take a night out with the expats down here, see what they're doing. But be safe. I'll get in with y'all tomorrow. I'll be around here about 6:30, 7 o'clock ish. Just make certain that you guys are following, subscribing, doing whatever it is that you need. So when I go live, you get a notification. Make sure that you go to Black Expat Life in Colombia YouTube. That is where this live and all of the lives and all of the conversations that we've already had with our experts, they're already there. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Y'all jump in. Let me know anything y'all need. I look forward to reading the comments. I always reply. So please take it easy and stay warm. If you're somewhere where it's cold outside, stay warm. Y'all be safe.